Today I'm going to decorate an urn with greenery from my house and also twigs from my house and from a friend's house. I am going to use some birch twigs that I have here that you can see. They kind of have a reddish tinge to them. So I've just got those in a pile right here. And then I cut some white pine, the tips of my white pine. So let me grab my gloves. That's an important part of this whole project. I also have a pruners on me. I just use my Felco #2 pruners. And I like these pants because they've got a little place for me to put the pruners, and that makes life a little easier. So I'm going to start with my centerpiece and grab a bundle of these birch pieces. I actually, someone had thrown this birch piece out on the street, and I saw that and I said, hey, I can use that. So I'm not afraid to stop and pick something up if I think I can use it. So here we just want a little bit of height in the center of the urn. So something like that. And this is a white pine, and it's going to just kind of spill over the edge of the urn and kind of soften that edge a little bit. I'm going to push some of this soil back in. And I'm going to look at this. If it looks like I can cut some of these in half to make it fuller, I will do that. But I always go back and stand back a little bit to see what it actually looks like. That's just part of the process. I'm going to come in with the holly. It's so pretty with the berries. And like I said, I got this from a friend, and I always recommend, if you can, you know, it's nice when you can have somebody share some of their greenery with you. This particular person is going to cut their holly tree down, and I just was like, oh, I need to get some of that. So they were very gracious and said I could use some of it. And I'm just going to give it another little bit of life for this holiday season. And I'm just pushing these down into the soil. Like I said, the soil, it was frozen, but now it really isn't frozen anymore. But it will freeze again. We're supposed to go down to like 22 degrees. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be our high of 22. So our weather here in the Midwest is constantly changing. So then I'm going to come in with some of these magnolias, and they'll just fill in really nicely to work more as a little filler for the urn. And we'll tuck that right in there. And then I'm going to stand back and take a look again and see what that looks like. I like it. I may add some lights to it on the interior, but I think right now I really like the way that looks. I know that the pines are kind of leaning out a little far, but I think that looks nice. And you can still see the urn. You know, I think it's such a pretty urn. I don't want to cover that up, but just want to have something, you know, beautiful. And that was simple. I used 3 pieces of holly. I used 3 pieces of magnolia and I think 4 pieces of white pine. So that's my little garden design. This is what the urn looks like, and you can see the magnolia leaves in there, and with the sun shining on the birch branches, that gives it a little bit of a reddish tinge, gives it some height. And then you've got your white pine, more magnolia, and just a quick, simple little thing to add a little festivity to your garden urn in the winter. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe.